Hello, professionals. My name is Rico Aladdin, and I'm the founder of Professional Lunch. Now, if you are making your own people, you need a doula. My guest today is the owner of Avocado Doula. Amanda, welcome to the show.
Thanks,
Thank
Rico.
you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, you have been such a great help to my family. My daughter, thanks to you right now, I can say that I have such a wonderful experience witnessing the birth of my daughter. And so I thought having you on the show is really to talk to you about what you do and to let other people who are expecting know that this service is such a crucial it's so crucial important to have. So before we get started in the conversation, please tell the professional audience a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So like Rico said, my name is Amanda Pieters and I'm the founder of Avocado Doula. I have been in the Fargo-Moorhead area for about 12 years and I'm from northeastern Wisconsin originally. My background is not in anything related to childbirth or babies, families. I'm an education major by heart and by practice. So I'm really passionate about information and education, and then eventually sort of found my pathway to doula work. So some of you might be thinking, what on earth is this word? What is a doula? Doulas are professional birth assistants. So we are there to physically support, emotionally support, informationally support families in their birth experiences. So prior to birth and then during and after. The difference between a doula and a midwife would be the clinical medical practices. So as a doula, I don't do anything related to medicine or clinical care, but I do a lot of support and information sharing versus like blood pressures and doctor's appointments, things like that. So
wonderful. That was going to be my next question, but I'm so glad you talked about what a doula does. So now, Avocado Doula, explain what is that? Avocado Doula. Tell us a little bit about the name.
Yeah. So the very first birth I attended, and it was after I did my training to become a doula, was with my very best friend. And I had the privilege of basically living with her for 2 weeks after she had her baby. So this postpartum period. She went to one of the baby's week-long checkups. The doctor asked her how she's doing. And because being postpartum, there's a lot of hormones, and she just started crying. And the doctor said to her, you can have some more avocado in your diet. The fats in avocados are really good for hormone balance. They help to kind of get things resettled a little bit.
Yeah.
So it became this inside joke that I would be like, oh, do you want some guacamole? Do you want some avocado toast? Are you hungry? I'm going to get you all of this stuff. And she was like, oh my gosh. And so when I was thinking about a business name, I was like, that's a special story to me and a special time. But also, I like the symbolism of an avocado. You've got the pit and the mom and the baby. So, doula is a weird enough word and kind of quirky, and why not throw avocado in front of it? So, yeah.
Absolutely. So how long have you been a doula?
So I completed my training in May of 2020. So just about 3 years now. And I've been officially a business since September of 2022. So.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So about 3 years or so.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So why do parents, or why should parents, expecting parents, should have a doula? What should they have a doula?
Yeah. I like to tell expecting families and parents that the Google machine has a ton of information. So you can ask questions, you can go to your doctor with questions, but there's always going to be a little bit of like, you don't know what you don't know. And that's just human nature. So a doula can be a really great one-on-one targeted support for helping to create some of those questions, helping to learn some information, clarify things, be a source of comfort, and also just reassurance during those times in between appointments, or when you're kind of wondering, like, what do you actually need to do to prepare for birth? If you've never experienced it before, you can read and hear all these stories, but have trained and experienced kind of walk you along with you and be with you continually through that process, it can be one of the greatest benefits to you in your outcomes for your birth. There's just so much to take in. And so having a doula can be one of those ways to sort of bring it closer to you individually, what you need and what you're experiencing with your pregnancy. I joke a lot with families that you hear this sort of theme of like, well, some women fill in the blank because pregnancy and birth really vary so much from person to person. And so a doula can take away, well, some women and can really just make it about you, the person, and your experience.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. You know, having you on this show really is personal to me, simply because I am so grateful. You know, everyone, Amanda here get to catch my baby girl.
I did.
Yes. Okay, I know we're gonna talk about this maybe even more later, but tell me a little bit about your experience. You know, how many babies have you catch before? And you can talk about, you know, my baby girl.
Yeah.
You know, all so that's fine.
So the first birth, and I have permission from my friend to talk about this. The first birth that I attended, the plan was for me to catch her baby. So her midwife was supportive, mom and dad were good, and I was like, yes, let's do this. So she was my first, and it was very planned. And so mom, you know, pushed for a couple of hours, which is very normal for a first-time mom. And I caught her baby when she was born and brought her to her chest. And it was insanely transformative for me. It's like a flesh memory. I can still feel what that felt like. For you, your daughter's the second. It's not the typical scope of practice for a doula to do that.
Okay.
But I'm not going to let somebody's baby drop or, you know, anything like that. But so she was my second.
Oh,
and yep, she was just ready to come and we were there to get her. So
I know. And you were betting that I was going to faint, but I didn't.
You did not. You did not. Very proud, very happy. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, you know, talking about this really, you know, having been through this experience really showed me that sometimes we don't know what we don't know, right? And as we were going through this, we were pregnant, we were expecting, and everything that somebody say, we say, Rico, you guys should get, you know, a massage. We do it. We should get, you know, go to the chiropractor. We do it. We should get a doula. What's that? We get it. So you know, it's like sometimes I'm wondering, you know, the people who do not know that this exists, what would you tell them?
I think one of the biggest